Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. Success takes effort. And, this is something that you need to know in this new year of 2025. You really need to understand you want to be successful in life. You want to like really do some stuff. Everybody wants to be successful, whether it's in money, whether it's in relationships, whether it's just doing the things that you want to do, right? Okay, that's fine. I don't care what it is, what you want to do, what you are called to do, what Spirit calls you to do. It takes effort. It takes work. As I have said 1,000,000 times before, and I will say 1,000,000 times again, I will say this until I transition in my 90s. Well, I might shoot for my 100s. I don't know. But it takes effort. It takes effort, and it's not a straight line. I wish success was a straight line. I wish we could just start at one point and just say, hey, I want to go to that point. Me getting the level of success I have now, and my idea of success is just control over my life, control over what I can do. And I'm not saying it to brag, but I had to work for it. I had to work. I always joke about having 1,000 jobs, but I had a lot of jobs. There have been times when I'm thinking I'm totally free and I can just do whatever, but then I had to go look for a job. Hey, it takes a while. It's a squiggly line. But the thing, no matter what, I had to take some effort. Everybody has to do that. If you think that you're going to be successful right away in something, you got a thing coming to you. It's not going to be that straight line. You're going to run into detours. You're going to fall into holes. You're going to run into brick walls. You're going to have to figure out how to go around it, over it, sometimes through it. Whatever the case, I don't care what it is, it's going to take some effort. And you have to understand that. That's a part of it. Indeed, you may learn a lot through that effort. There are many people who they are on that path to success and they become successful, but they'll tell you about all their obstacles. They'll tell you the times they had to sleep on the floor or something, maybe sleep in a car, might have been homeless. They'll tell you how some product that they may be making $1 million off of, it wasn't going good at first. They might tell you about some products that they tried to make money with, or actions that they tried to do just didn't succeed. Sometimes you got to go through something just to see, hey, this ain't for me. But you still have to take some effort. You have to keep going. And I'm going to tell you that nobody's going to hand you anything. Nobody is going to hand you anything. And you got to have it within here. You got to have it in your heart to really get to a point. And you have to keep going. You can't give up. You cannot give up. That's the thing. You have to keep going. When you in that zigzag or that squiggly line, you have to keep going. When you fall in that hole, you fall in that hole. You know what? You can't stay in that hole. You got to climb up. When you come to that brick wall, you got to figure out how to get around it. Yeah, you might have to take a while to get around it. Or you might have to you're going to have to figure out how to get over it. You're going to have to figure out how to get over it, around it. You know what? You might have to just bust through something. You're going to have to do something, but it's going to take some effort. One of the saddest things I've seen with many people is they'll have an idea for something, and as soon as they run into something, as soon as they run into some setback, they lose their mind. I had a good friend who was a writer, and I'll never forget, they got just some criticism on something they were writing. And even though they were a very good writer, but they got some criticism and they were crying and everything. I was like, okay, that one person criticized you. Okay, what did you learn from that person? And I stay on that person all the time about writing because they are a very good writer. You know, you might have some people who say, well, you know, my idea of success, I want to make this food. I want to cook this food. Somebody ain't going to like it. What you going to do? You going to let that person stop you? Or are you going to learn from that person and say, oh, okay. Or I'm going to tell you what, even on the path to success, somebody ain't going to like what you're doing. You know, I'm known for like writing all these books. There's been plenty of people who didn't like what I was talking about, didn't like what I was talking about, you know, didn't think it was any good, anything like that. I was just like, oh, okay. And I would take in, if it was constructive criticism, I would take it in and just keep going. And that's the thing. And then some people just ain't gonna like what you're doing. You can't worry about them. With them, you gotta be like. In fact, if you get somebody who ever hits you up and they don't like what you're doing and they just being evil, just say, well, why don't you show me how to do it? Why don't you show me? And they usually can. Now, somebody who's sincere trying to help you, I'm gonna tell you what, they'll at least show you some stuff, but it's still on your part to do it. You still gotta get to that point, you know? And yeah, life hits us. There's plenty of people been successful and for whatever reason, they had to do something else. Maybe they had children, you know, some other stuff came up, but they kept that dream going. That's one thing I would tell everyone. I don't care what it is, what you're doing. If you have it in your heart to do anything, keep going no matter what. Keep going no matter what. But it's going to take effort. Nothing is going to be easy. Nothing is supposed to be easy. Because part of what you're doing is helping you to grow as a person. But I'm going to tell you what, when you reach that level of success, one thing you're going to do is you're going to look back and it's like, you know, all that was worth it. When I look at the level of success I have, and the level of success I have actually goes beyond money. My level of success was having control over my life, control over my time. And I actually have that. But it wasn't easy. Trust me. I had to keep going, you know? When I'm selling, I've had book signings where I've sold, ran out of books to sell. Ran out of books, literally. And then I've had other book signings, I might sell one book, but I kept going. I kept going no matter what. Indeed, there was one instance I sold one book, but the lady who I sold the book to, she actually hooked me up with other stuff. That's how you have to keep going. That's how you have to think. And it was still effort. Now I don't care what it is. Effort. If you want anything, I don't care what it is, you're gonna have to work. And there's no shame in that. It's no shame at all right? And I want y'all to think about that. And I believe in each and every one of you, but it's gonna take effort. 2025, I want y'all to do whatever it is that's on your heart to do, that your spirit called you to do, that you feel strongly about doing. Just know it will take effort, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. I want everybody to keep rising, have a great new year and all of that, all right? Keep going. I want every single one of you to make it, okay? Peace and blessings.